Welcome back to Misscliks Dungeon World iNcontroL Edition, everybody.
iNcontroL.
And oh, everyone's back in their rightful spot. Excellent.
Very good. All right, we're back. You guys have just walked into Spec Pearson III's house, and Butch has issued a challenge.
How did he issue it?
Hawk! She is my woman, not yours!
I turn to Viola and I say, "Are you his woman?"
I mean my friend, my female friend. You are... I don't like you. I challenge you.
Well, any man who would try to exert ownership over a woman so lovely and intelligent as this beautiful specimen
Your
is
words
worthy
are
of
big
being
and fall on
challenged in
deaf
my
ears.
Spec Person III comes back in the room literally with a bucket of popcorn.
I'm gonna let it happen.
All right. Hawk drops into a readied stance with his serrated, pointed fists.
Butch takes a wide, angular power stance with his flabby thighs. And makes a punch at Hawk.
Yep. Go for it. Attack roll.
Okay, here we go. 2d6 plus 2. 10 damage.
All right. You can either get the first strike in which you punch Hawk and deal damage, or you can surprise Hawk that this challenge is truly real and punch Hawk into a position where his attack, should he do it back with his serrated fist, will be at -1 because he's hurt.
No, I want just to do my damage.
Okay.
Okay, I do 5 damage that ignores 2 points of armor.
It ignores 2 points of armor?
Yeah, that's what the sharp plus 2 piercing does, is it means that it will ignore 2 armor.
So you said 5 damage?
Yeah.
So do you have just 2 armor then, Hawk?
Yeah. If he's got scale mail and no shield, he should have 2 armor. He should be pretty much the same as me.
You take 5.
What? Go figure. Just the same as you?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So Hawk, this punch comes rolling in and just nails you right in the chest, and you can feel the sharpness, strangely enough, of his hands cutting through your armor and piercing your flesh as you take 5 damage. A gout of blood shoots out of your chest.
Awesome. Hold on, I'm trying to find out my HP. 2, okay. Okay, got it. I attack back.
How much health do you have, by the way?
My max HP.
You can Skype it to me. You have to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's how much you have left?
That's my max. So
Okay,
minus
so
5.
this. Okay, so you're going to attack him back?
Yeah.
Make an attack roll. It's probably 2d6 plus 2.
The Clash of the Titans.
9.
That is a success. So, despite your wounded chest, you actually do a quick 2-punch hit, in which case you can either affect his eyesight, so you will do half damage, but you will temporarily blind him, in which case he's going to be at -3 for his next attack, or you can do full damage.
Blinding.
All right. So you punch him in the eyes, and it's such a sharp, quick, lightning strike that it just kind of knocks out his vision for a moment. Roll for your damage, and it'll be half that, rounding down.
And it's 2d6 again?
No. Your damage is d10 plus 1.
10 plus 1.
So
6.
3 damage.
Oh, 3.
So, Butch, you're temporarily blinded for this next round, but the wound to your face is, merely a flesh wound.
Okay. So what is my penalty to attack when blinded?
It's just going to be -3.
So my total is 2d6 minus 1.
Yeah.
Butch punch for 7.
7 is the bare minimum for success, so you have 2 options. You either punch for half damage, I'm going to say, because you're not really sure where he is, and you're just kind of lashing out. Or you can grab onto him, in which case your next attack will be ×2 damage.
Oh, I'm going to grab onto him.
Okay. As you do that, and Hawk is getting ready to strike, Spec Person III pulls out the Purity Sword from next to his chair. And if you could mute again, please. Says, Spec Person III has seen enough. Spec Person III has the Sword of Purity. Spec Person III would like to give it to you, and Spec Person III wants you to get out before you kill yourselves.
I try and calm Butch down and break him apart.
As soon as Viola starts doing that, I immediately acquiesce to her requests and tell her how smart and wise she is.
I'm going to punch her then, or him, while she's acquiescing and being nice. I'm just going to punch Hawk, hopefully when he's not expecting it.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack. You're holding on to him, so it's for double damage if it's successful.
Do I still have blinding penalties, or am I back to...
No, you're back up to normal.
6! Oh,
Fail
no!
anyways.
No! Can't I get like a +1 because he's not paying attention?
No.
He's like talking to Hawk, to Viola.
No. I was giving you double damage, my friend. That's pretty damn good as it is.
I know.
You go to punch at him, and you have two options. You either miss so badly that you're in kind of missing, you're off balance, your goodie bag is going to fall into the fire and burn up entirely with everything in it. Of course, the gold can be saved, but we'll say like half actually melt almost immediately. Or you can miss so bad that your back is completely exposed for a free action to everyone in the room.
Oh, I break. I throw the bag in fire. Yeah.
Okay. So you miss, and you hear a clip sound as your bag kind of snares on one of the pointy ends of some of the armor coming off of Hawk, and it conveniently lands, just like a phone does in a toilet, in the fire. And you look at it and go, you knew instantly what just happened.
That's fine. Butch has very little care for magic rope and endless amounts of gold.
Okay, what do you guys do now?
Are they still fighting?
He just tried to hit him and missed so badly, and he's now kind of half aware of the fact that his stuff is burning in the fire. Spec Person III is holding this glowing, magnificent sword that no one seems to be replying to, and is just kind of like...
Yeah. Did you already take it, Viola?
I was going to do that next.
Well, if she hasn't, then Hawk goes over and takes it and stands in front of Viola with the sword drawn, protecting her from Butch. Even though Butch isn't attacking her, but he's acting like he's protecting her.
Okay.
I approach Hawk with an E, and I say, "Can I have that sword, please? Thank you."
My lady, it is my honor to present it to you.
I want to punch Hawk again.
And I just take the sword and I walk out of the way so that if Butch wants to punch him, he can.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stop this commotion from happening, and I'll be like, guys, it is not time to fight each other.
Well, hang on. So Butch is making an attack. Do you just use your words, or are you going to try to...
No, I'm going to try to physically... I'll try to take it instead.
All right.
Take what?
The hit.
Oh, the hit.
Well, you can just do that. That's fine. So...
Well, if I can
Butch?
stop it, I'll try. And my second option is to take it. Can I
well,
roll?
Okay, we'll see the roll. So, Butch, make your attack roll.
Okay.
Is it
By the
a
way,
strength?
Dungeon World's really hard to do PvP, so this is going to get really... We did this last time.
Or is it
8.
what?
It's a partial success. So you're going to basically make it... Yeah, go ahead and do it off strength. That's fine. 11. So
I
Butch
just
goes to
my
punch...
armor, I go...
Well, I thought you wanted to stop him. Do you want to stop him or take it?
Yeah. No, I want to stop him.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You both succeeded. Neal's is partial. Yours is a resounding success. So, Neal, your options, because this happens before, is going to either be you land this punch, or at least you think you land this punch. You're trying to punch. Or you can see that this paladin is moving in to intercept and think the wiser of it and pull back your attack.
I don't care what Costas does. I must protect Viola from evil man.
All right, so your punch
Like,
tries
oh
to
my
come
God,
through.
Not again. Not again. He does this every time.
And then Kostas, your options are you could either grab his fist in yours and negate the attack entirely like a true badass, or you can let him punch Hawk and you get a free action against...
I negate.
Okay, so you grab his fist before...
I make it look as cool as I can. I'm just like...
Describe it.
I basically, I grab his punch and I'm like, no. No. Sorry, Butch. No.
Spec Person the Third is like, Spec Person the Third thinks you guys are crazy. Can you please get out of my house? Spec Person the Third's house before you kill each other.
Yes,
That's what I'm
everybody.
talking about.
I walk out with the dagger. And then I ask my
Sword.
party, why do we need this dagger? Because I
Sword.
have no idea. Sword. I walk out with the sword. What's
Before we leave, I fist bump Spec Person the Third and say, like, ask him if we're going to be homies forever.
No, Spec Person the Third thinks you guys are freaking nuts. Get out of here, please.
He thought I was the coolest person ever. That was the success of my last roll.
until you started fighting in his house.
Okay, fine. The sword was so we could kill the Dragon Knight.
Alright.
Horror-tooth something or other.
Yeah.
That was the fish's name.
Surely you must be talking of Hortooth Van Cleave the Decapitator.
Oh, right.
Yes, that
Right.
guy.
Okay. How do we find this guy?
You just kind of asked this question to the group standing outside the house?
Yeah, I do.
I guess we will have to ask around. Then I grab the first villager I can see. I'm like, villager, come over here. Where can we find a decapitator?
The person's hanging out with his friends and kind of sees you asking. And it's one of those things where, people are talking and laughing. They look over as you motion to them, and they kind of look at you for a second, like look past you, and then they just go back to talking again.
Next. Let's go back to the bartender. He knew, I think.
He said there was a rumor that Hortooth Van Cleave the Decapitator was in town. I think you told me, since I wasn't with your group at that time.
Well, maybe you've heard on your side, man. I don't know.
That bartender happens to be a friend of mine, and he mentioned to me that he told you.
Yes, totally. I even heard of you.
You've heard of me?
Yes. I've heard of you and the silent E at the end of your name, and I thought it was lovely because I actually have a silent S at the end of mine.
Your name is Costa?
Yeah. The S is silence, but everyone kept pronouncing it, and I was like, whatever,
I nod and I'm like, rock on, dude, and I bro fist him.
I bro fist him back. Or I feel like this is the beginning of a real bromance.
And then I offer him like my arm to walk linked arm in arm.
I take his arm.
Sick.
Wow.
And we strut over to the bar.
I
give a look to Neal and Butch, and I'm like,
okay. I make sure Butch is following, and we follow them back to the bar.
As you guys are making your way back to the tavern, you come across kind of a marketplace area, and it would just so happen that you guys had been targeted by a fairly rare or fairly common occurrence, in this town, of a flash mob, and they put on a song and dance like you've never seen before, numbering in the hundreds. Hundreds of people organized this. You guys walk right unwittingly into the middle of it, and now there is a cacophony of beautiful music and dancing going on around you.
I immediately join in.
You look like, try to imagine if you pull the legs off a crane fly and let it just kind of flop around on the ground. That's you next to the sheer just beauty of this dancing that's going on around. You're trying to keep up. You're trying to know the dance, but you're not a part of the months they put into the practice for this. Your body is not nearly as fine-tuned to do this activity, but you adorably are running around trying to mimic them, and they continue with their performance.
I can't even roll for dexterity or anything?
Yeah, roll for it. You're at -6, though. Go ahead, 2d6, -6.
Oh, man. You're a mean dear.
So you get a 4. So yeah, you're trying.
Okay. Well,
Like
that
I
was a
said,
good roll too. Like BTW.
Crane fly without wings or without legs. Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Well, eventually I stop and just try to give people charming smiles as I walk away.
Sure. And it kind of ends with a jazz hands as they're all kind of looking at you, and then they return back to normal. And you guys make your way to the tavern. What do you do?
We question. I go by myself to that bartender to see if he can tell us anything more about the dragon.
I follow
Right?
Viola, but try to make it look like I'm not following her and try to casually lean against a wall far enough away from her that she doesn't notice.
So you guys walk in, and it's getting a little bit later. It's more dinner time now, so it's definitely nighttime. And the Thor-like barkeep does have a shirt on now, but you can still see it's a fit shirt, so it's not doing much. And he sees you kind of walking in, and he kind of eyes you, but he's trying out a mug or whatever.
Excuse me. You told us earlier about a dragon knight? Dragon knight? What am I talking about right now? I have no idea.
You must be referring to Hortooth and Cleve the Decapitator. I don't fault you for not being able to remember. It's a long name, especially for your mental fortitude.
Totally. I'm super dumb.
I believe it.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the location of that guy?
Well, I could tell you, but
Do you happen to have the ability to share that knowledge with me? And will you? And it would be really awesome if you did.
I imagine the questions that you have towards my ability will always be answered in the affirmative because I am beyond whatever you could imagine.
I totally agree. I'm looking for him though, so anything you're willing
Halfway
to
through your sentence, he pulls off his shirt and is
Cool.
standing there again.
I'm looking for this guy. Do you know where he is, and are you willing to tell me?
Just kind of raises his eyebrows at you.
Can I buy the answer from you?
Yes.
Okay. Butch,
What?
can I have some of that gold that didn't melt?
It's still in fireplace.
You have my bag, Flamingo's bag.
Oh yeah, I have 1,000 gold on me. So, what's it gonna take for the answer, sir Hercules?
Let's call it 250.
Sold.
He's like, wow, you actually have 250 gold?
Yes, I do.
I did not expect you to have 250 gold. Okay. Well, I'll try to put this in the simplest terms that you can understand. If you were to walk out of the tavern, you head straight 376 paces, you take a left at the Moose Knuckle, which is a tavern that we don't go to. And then you take a right and walk 400 paces out to the edge of town. You'll come across the Darkwood, and the rumor has it that he is holed up with his group, the Inglorious Jerkfaces, in a abandoned castle no more than a mile through the wood.
I write all of that down and remember it no matter what I happen to not remember in 35 minutes. Thank you. Can I have a beer?
Can I see your ID?
I turn around and leave. with my sword. I tell my crew what I've discovered, and I encourage them to follow me.
All right, let's make justice happen, friends. I'm the best at these speeches.
So as you guys leave and you're walking out, you'll notice that all of a sudden the warden comes walking up with 3 slabs of muscle behind her, and she says, "Are you the one known as Butch?"
I am Butch. Are you here to challenge me to a fight?
I am Groot.
Did you throw Mr. Periwinkle, the ferryman, into the water and try to drown him?
I have done nothing to the ferrymen. The ferrymen only put me in jail.
All right. She points at you, and one of the slabs walks over, puts his hand around your throat, and rips your head off.
What?
I guess I'm dead.
You're pretty dead. So Neal,
Gates of death.
what?
Gates of death.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You open your eyes, and there is a large pearly gate opening in front of you, Butch. And out of this gate comes a businessman, a lawyer, comes sauntering over, and he goes, "You knew you were coming here, right? You knew you were going to die."
I have no idea what you're talking about, puny man. Butch,
Until
just
you
in
give
conversation.
Geoff full plate mail, you're always going to die. You realize that.
I
This
guess
will
I'm
always
just
happen.
always gonna die. I'm not giving. You cannot hold plate mail for ransom. It's never gonna happen. You will earn plate mail at your own rate, and you can kill off my characters and all the Misscliks things forever and ever and ever. But you will get plate when you get plate.
Make your roll, Neal.
All right.
Straight 2d6.
7.
7 is a partial success, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So you have the choice. You can return up into... You will return back to life, and one of your arms will be a chair. Or you can return back up to life at half the size that you were with a girl's voice.
Nope. I choose death. I'll reroll a character.
Oh, Jill.
You don't want to be the chair arm? That'd be
Oh
sick.
no!
I
No,
really
no,
wanted
if this-
you to
if
do
this
that.
is what we're descending into, kill your character until you get plate mail. Then I'm coming back as a new guy, and I'll just go through as many characters as I can, as fast as I can.
All right. So the lawyer kind of looks at you and is like, well, I mean, we could return you up there. You sure you don't want to go back?
Butch
Then
is
even if-
here. Viola no love Butch. Butch must find new woman. Heaven is filled with women. I come.
Flaminga's in there. Do you want me to set you guys up? I can tell her where you're at.
Chubby girl have thing for Butch anyway. I work with her until I find better woman.
Okay, come on in. And he lets you come on in.
No, it's not
Neal?
because she's chubby, just because he never really got along with Flaminga. Flaminga was kind of weird and like crazy. She said that I had kidnapped her. Remember, this is not a physical thing. But
Your own
like,
guilt
so
is getting to you right now. We haven't said a thing.
No, well, yeah, but just definitely like your hand over your mouth and your head shaking.
I'm trying not to laugh, Neal.
I thought it was
That
more out of
picture,
horror
yeah.
and shame of
No.
association.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Neal, just Skype me when you have your character, and we'll
Yeah,
try to
we'll
work
get it going right now.
she or he into it. So
Oh, it's gonna be she.
after so for you guys back up top, by the way, the slab of meat just ripped off Butch's head and then just kind of drops it kind of absentmindedly on the ground, and the warden kind of shrugs, and then they just walk off back towards the jail.
I tried to discern Viola's reaction. I think there's a special thing that I do to like
Yeah.
discern reality. Something.
You roll
Sure.
Or just
D2
roll 2D.
2d6 plus your intelligence.
Plus intelligence or plus intelligence modifier.
Modifier.
Intelligence modifier.
So I don't have one. I'm
Yeah,
not
so just 2d6. Nope.
3.
Nope. You have no idea. So as time kind of passes on, a pack of wild golden retriever puppies comes out and starts tugging on and pulling the body of Butch kind of off to the side, presumably to consume. But what do you guys do now? Do you continue? Do you?
I asked Viola, my darling, would you like me to preserve your friend's body?
I don't really think we need to. I mean, this is like a time period where this shit happens, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think we're on a mission.
Yeah, like guys,
Like, it sucks.
Let's set,
It sucks, but like, shouldn't we just go?
let's set our priorities straight. We have found a better man
Right.
than Butch right now, so we should move on with this new, better
I'm
looking
happy.
guy. Which
I don't
we
want to
have a
think about it like that.
bromance.
I don't want to think about it like that. The puppies
Okay.
are feeding. I'm okay with their growing puppies.
I put my hands on one on each of their shoulders and I say, well said and good priorities. Long live the puppies. Let's
Okay.
go.
I put my head down in shame and I turn and walk away.
Right.
I have no shame. I'm walking away. I'm like, all right, to the mission.
So
I
for a
must
little
slay
while,
a
you guys
dragon
can
knight.
hear the silent gnawing of little puppies happily eating the remains of which. And
What
otherwise,
have we done?
it's getting to be nighttime, so you guys, it's getting a little bit dark. Outside, there are candlelit dinners being had on street side cafes and nice Italian restaurants, and some people are playing volleyball over in a stone courtyard over to the right. But otherwise, you kind of make your journey. You wrote down the
Yeah.
pacing stuff, right? So
Totally.
okay. So you guys are making your way to town, and unless you do anything else, we can have you walk to the edge of town.
Are you guys tired?
Let's fast forward.
Yeah, we are at the edge of town.
Okay, so you guys get to the edge of town, and there is a gate and 2 guards at the gate, and it's closed.
Can we pass through? I ask the guards.
They look at you guys and they go, "That one could pass through the eye of a needle. So skinny."
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I love Viola's personality. She's just so frustrated that everybody else is so stupid.
No, sorry. The gates are closed for tonight. We'll open them again tomorrow morning.
But friends. I put my hand on their shoulders and I'm like, I'm the law.
You have seen the traveling act of this thing called Judge Dredd?
Yes. Apparently I did. And I would like
I loved it. What did you think of their squaring off at the end with the iron golem and his twin brother that was made from a woman's non-womb?
This is not the important matter right now, friend. What is
Important? It's one of the most important fictional acts of our time. The only thing to beat that is the Tomb of Mormon, which is hilarious and funny, but it makes no sense. Nobody understands what they're talking about.
I didn't see that, guys.
Yeah, it's not that popular. People think it's a little bit ahead of their time, but I frankly think it's just drab and dry.
Alright, so I tell him that I give you an order based on my divine authority, and it is to let us through the gates right now.
Is that one of your things?
Yeah, I have to
Make a roll.
Yeah. Roll 2d6. Roll 2d6 plus my charisma, which I think is it's a +1.
Retroactively, while she's rolling, I want to spout lore about.
It works because on a 7 and plus.
Well, Anna, are you trying to help her? Him?
Yeah, I was trying to spout lore about the Tomb of Mormon and the traveling act of Judge Dredd to distract them into a conversation with me about it.
Okay, roll a flat 2d6 plus your charisma if you have one, your modifier for that, and we'll see if you give a +1.
Okay.
Because a 10 would be a full success.
So roll 2d6 plus charisma.
Yep.
Ooh, a success!
It's a partial. I think on a partial you still get the +1 though, so we'll bump you up to a 10, which is a full success. So the guard is so moved by your call for, your paladin rank, basically. He says, my father was a paladin, and I love them. Can I take you to dinner and then later take you out of the gate? Or his second option is he would like to pay you for your journeys and give you 1,000 gold so that he can honor you as a fellow paladin.
Dinner it is.
Dinner it is! Fantastic. John, do you mind holding my post while I take out... What is your name, by the way, Sir Paladin?
Costa.
Mr. Costa here. Sir Costa. I want to take him to dinner. We're going to talk about being paladins, and I just want to spend time with him. Is that okay with you? And John says, oh, absolutely. And he says, well, please, there's this Ethiopian restaurant just around the corner. It is finger food, which is a little bit barbaric for my taste, but it's supposed to be a cultural thing, whatever that means. You guys are all welcome. It's on me.
Well, let's go eat. I bet you guys are hungry. I don't feel hunger, however. because that's one of my abilities.
Well,
Please, come with me. Come with me. It leads you guys down.
unfortunately, we have to go through the gate first before we can go
Can't
to
do
dinner.
anything on an empty stomach, especially not you. You look like you couldn't lift your own body weight if it weren't to be the winds or something. You look pathetic. Just come with us, please.
I want to discern realities to see if I can tell if they're evil or not.
Okay.
2d6 plus 2.
It's a partial success. I'll give it to you. They're not evil. Everyone's good.
All right, let's eat.
So he leads you guys to the Ethiopian restaurant known as... let me stop myself. I almost made a pretty racist joke. It's known as the Wicker Basket, actually, which would later become the Wicker Man, which is a Nicolas Cage movie. Never mind. Leads you guys to this restaurant. And inside, there's a few patrons, including one wizard. Why doesn't that wizard now tell us about themselves?
It is a female elf who steps forward wearing long, flowing black and blue robes with stars and moons all over them and a steepled, pointy hat with a white brim around the base of it.
Awesome.
Okay, so you guys take a seat. The guard says, 1 second, I'll order. I know better than you guys what you should eat. This place is great. I've been here exactly one time, which means I'm an expert. I'll be right back. And he goes off to order.
I take the wizard lady's hand, and I say, "Pleasure to meet you, milady. My name is Hawk with an E."
While she is touching my hand, I use telepathy.
And?
So now we can talk to each other with our minds if I roll success.
Whoa.
2d6 plus 1, 7 partial success on a spell means... I forget.
I don't know.
Here we go. On a partial success, you either draw
Oh,
unwelcome
no, we lost
attention or put
Jen.
yourself on a spot. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality cast, and I take a penalty of 1 to cast any spells until the next time I get a rest. Or after I cast it, it is forgotten, and I cannot cast it again until I rest and prepare spells.
Okay.
We lost Jen,
We lost Jen.
Oh.
as in Cam and everything. So
Yeah.
we should go to break real quick while we get her back.
All
All right. Guys, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we will meet... You said your name, right?
Yeah, Sophia.
We will meet Sophia, and we'll see whether or not Hawk's charms will actually work. Stay tuned.